Yes, it is. No, it's not the correct time this time, I promise. Thank you. Wait, what? Okay. Okay. How accurate is it? What's the time right now? Uh... okay. Yeah? Okay. You're just... Okay, nice. There's a slider. It's still Stanley Parable 2. That is so awesome. Friends, people of the outside world, welcome back to the Stanley Parable 2. Now, last time, we got to the Stanley Parable 2, and we got the bucket. But, I remember that there's a room that says no buckets allowed. Let's see what happens, shall we?
This is the story.
You know.
All of his co-workers were
All these
gone.
happy...
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Figurine Finders Committee. What if I don't take the bucket?
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms,
Yeah,
and
I
a
want
wave
the...
of comfort rushed over him. Stanley
Yes.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the direct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yes.
And
Is there a
here it
figurine in
was.
here?
Had the bucket turned out to
A
be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes,
Stanlerine?
Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Yeah, I love the bucket.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I wonder what's in there, but no.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
So I'm pretty sure it's in here, right?
Good,
said the bucket.
Good.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
Bucket.
He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
No. I did not.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
Yeah, I thought this was a large cup.
Point, which, if that's true, well, my goodness.
I thought this was the way to the water fountain.
Do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Okay. He's just going to teach me bucket etiquette?
Now then, I'm going to run you
What
through
the
some
heck?
test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Oh my god.
Item 1.
That?
Is this a bucket?
Yeah.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket.
You are a
not an
piece of
actual
garbage.
bucket. Item 2. Is this a bucket?
That looks like a bucket to me.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual
Isn't that
bucket.
just a bucket? Do buckets have to be metal? No, there's plastic buckets.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yeah, it looks like a bucket to me.
Correct. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest,
Okay.
I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
You're welcome.
Is this a bucket?
No. There's a tractor.
Incorrect. This is a bucket. Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Yeah, it looks like a bucket to me.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
That's not a bucket.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of
Oh.
course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless... Is that what you think?
No.
Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
No. Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all
Yeah.
sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. Yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing
You know,
myself, and myself
I don't
was
think
all I
you're
ever
a
had
bucket.
to begin with.
You're not a
I'm
bucket.
afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No.
Okay, here we go.
But I like my bucket. Wait, he's gonna restart
What
the
happened?
game?
Is everything gone?
Everything
Where
is
did
a
everything disappear? Wait,
bucket.
was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. My God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you,
Oh.
Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is
Woo!
wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll
Okay.
know that it's all a bucket. But
Yeah,
if you
now
run
we
into
know.
anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
And we're back with the buckets. What if I don't take the bucket?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, what if I don't take a bucket? I gotta go to the
When
meeting
Stanley
room.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I did. The figurine thing happening in the meeting room. Trust the completionist instinct. There will be a reward for finding them all. What we know. Small floating objects have appeared across the office. We have There are many questions. There is no memo for management. From management. Agenda. How can we tell you've spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures of them? I don't know. Maybe we are the collectibles. Figlies are hard to find. Follow clues provided by employee 416. Thank you. Good luck. Can I go back? No. Okay, yeah. Bottom text. Shut the frick up. Findings. Source of levitation. To whom it may concern, I managed to pick up some sounds unusual to our regular office. Ideas. Employee 421 building a bridge. Saw one in the cargo room. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless. TBH. It's 416, they said. Am I past 416? I think I am. Inside of a sequel exhibit, nearby a fireplace, a private but smelly place for an important person. A nearby fireplace. I didn't get that one. I only got 2. Well, looks like 427, huh? 5, there be. Just take it from me. Gotta collect them all. Is this some kind of game? There must be a point to this. Stop kidding yourselves. Lies. Who are you? Employee 666, lol. There will be cleaning of this wall required. I want to go home. I want them so much. Alright, I'll remember this.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here.
Yeah.
So he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, I'm definitely past this. So, it already got the one in here. Because the boss knows what the boss says goes. If the boss says for the bosses, then what the boss chose. A nearby fireplace. It says I got that one, but I don't think I did. Okay. Should I restart the game? Begin the game again. I feel like I should do that.
Manager's office. Stanley was once again stunned to
This is a
discover
nearby
not an
fireplace.
indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this.
I think I should. So I can actually... see what I need to do.
Workers were gone. What could it mean?
437.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
417, 416. What do you mean? Okay, you know what I feel like we should do?
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
No, I'm gonna actually do
This
the
was
thing.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay, this is all the same.
Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Let's do
Stanley
the...
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yeah, I like how the game just stayed the same, but then added more stuff to
Look,
it.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Oh,
I'm
wait.
not sure.
Oh, Stanley! A little Stanley, a little Stan boy.
Investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
I'll get that
Someone
later.
you've forgotten about.
With the bucket.
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Remember, Stanley?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
My lovely wife?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. to reach out to... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Okay.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario,
I want to ride a bike off the Grand Canyon
has a choice.
with nothing but
a machine
a
that
bike.
eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
My goodness, is it 4:30? I must have a back, sack,
is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Okay.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been.
Can't go under the table.
This way, please.
What decision? The doors? Is Stanley still there?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story.
Dang it!
That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Ooh, wait. See, look, there's little Stanley there. I don't care. I should have read where all those.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
he entered the door on his left.
You're giving me the choice to enter on the right.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly,
Oh.
hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Well, that's a strange employee number. Oh, okay. You actually have to go to the next, this side. Okay, sure, whatever.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
No.
I have to.
What the heck? That was... I'm still here.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What,
Yeah, this
did you think
window's
that
cool.
would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
I am.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You're really giving me too much to work with here.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would.
Oh.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, that's locked.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Can I go in the bathroom? I have to go pee-pee. Why is it... What? This is...
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115? Is that what it was?
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115.
I didn't know if it was actually
going
to.
He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark, the 115. Night Shark.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you?
No, I did not.
Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I don't know if you put this in here. Night Shark 115. Night Shark 155? I don't know. Was it Night Shark 115?
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. Okay. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay?
No.
Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door.
This is the...
Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me?
I hear you.
You're listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice.
Oh, Valve. I'll put this.
That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do.
That was the actual...
Take as much time as you need.
Is it going to be a Stanley Parable 2, or is it going to go back to the... Okay, it's still going to be... Wow. Okay. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You take the bucket.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
I need to go the wrong way.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No.
No,
said the bucket.
What do you mean? Oh.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines. And now I'm torn between
I got 3.
Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me see on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
I like Figlies. Wait, can I jump down now? No.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Okay. Well, I got that Stanley figurine. I want to know what the other ones are.
A soft wind blew
2 more.
outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, now we're back with the input codes. Junk.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, I want to see the meeting room. I want to see where all the figurines are at. Stairs. Something to do with the stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. Ah, okay. I know exactly what we're doing.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as
Yeah,
day.
whatever.
This
I
broom
need
closet
to get all the
believes it
figurines.
deserves
That's
the
my
pivotal
mission.
staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I hear you. Hi!
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one. And then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
I wonder if I have the bucket in this section.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
It's just
All
the same
because
thing.
he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself,
I think this is
maybe
the
I
same.
am crazy. He looked down at the bucket
Okay,
in
never
his
mind.
arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday
Oh,
bucket.
no.
Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket.
My bucket!
Now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
My
Now he
bucket!
felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed.
Oh,
Without my
gracious.
bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far
Okay.
off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
My bucket!
Please, Stanley, find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Okay, is this gonna be the Mariella?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Okay. Is it gonna be about buckets?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him.
My bucket was always on the
Perhaps he didn't
pedestal.
realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Marietta thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Just imagine that. Oh, that's great. Now, for the last one, I don't take my bucket of pure comfortness.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others. So the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
Ah, there you are. Okay, got another input. Happy 12th birthday, Stepniece. Oh, maybe after I collect all the figurines.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room,
maybe 416 will open up.
To get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I want to do the red and blue doors. Maybe then I'll find it.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you
I have consideration for my figurines.
To happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on. And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This
yeah, it
doing
is.
Something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
How does if I go through the red door, actually? Okay.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way we're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Oh.
What do we want?
I don't know.
What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
That's good. Reminds me of Tetris effect. Slightly, kind of. What if I leave?
No, wait. Where are you going?
Back.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
I won't. I'll be fine. There's railings.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Okay, I thought about it.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there, hmm? Just stay here.
I thought about it again. I want to die.
No! What did we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
What, that I made one
You
correct
heard me
choice
before,
in my
didn't
whole...
you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
I won't die from this height, will I? What I'll do is break both my legs. Chee-hoo!
Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to... No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't
You're
go
the
back
game
to what I
maker.
was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley,
That is my
let's
phone.
go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll
I
throw
wanna
yourself
replay
from this
it.
platform over and over to be rid of it?
No,
You're
I wanna play
literally
it again.
willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
No. I want to play it again. I need more things to happen. I want to go to...
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
If I go back now, will I even die?
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Oh. I hope he starts with a sigh. Or nothing at all. Ah!
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
Kind
Didn't
of.
it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Goodness. We're back. Now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. You said I'd gain nothing from this. This is my reward. Where'd this one go? There's a new section.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
7 out of 6.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You
words.
did that, Stanley.
I did.
Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Actually, I have no idea where I found the third one.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
The warehouse was the fourth one. So this? Oh yeah, I remember now.
That's exactly right. It was here, behind the boss's office. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Well, I actually did forget.
Oh yes, we
No.
found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well,
Nope.
I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
No. Definitely not.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was under the stairs. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion.
Okay.
Enjoy.
What's that? What's that down there? Wait. It's mini stand number 5. I only get reminded of by the skeleton. Thanks for.
Takes you back, doesn't it?
We are back. I guess. Okay, yeah, my headset died right as the video finished. Oh, that was so funny. It reminded me too much of
And then,
the
Stanley, then
skeleton
we came to the
things.
last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because
recent.
it was the one that happened more recently than all the others.
Yeah.
Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
And then
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
oh, okay.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop
What?
the loading screen. Isn't there some way we
What?
can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Okay.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more.
Okay.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we
Yes.
watched?
God.
Yes, I love that video.
That scared me.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Yeah.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Yeah.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the Figlarines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
This. Buckets.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then. But time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now.
Really?
Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Oh boy.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic
Nobody.
memory, this one.
My office.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
Stanley Parable 1?
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much.
I go to Office 416.
Here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's a bucket. Do I need the bucket? Where's the awaiting input? Was it back here?
Did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes, I do.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom is nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yes.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that
I did it.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Yes.
Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
Well, there's a
as
lot.
sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Yes. I was happy. Oh. The phone's ringing again.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Okay. You know what, that's where I'm gonna end today's episode, people. I guess he didn't actually do what he said. If you enjoyed, hit like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see everyone next time. Bye bye.